Charlie Kirk suspect's grandma says family is all MAGA.
I can assure you that the 22-year-old man, Tyler Robinson, that murdered Charlie Kirk is not MAGA.
Trump called for a crackdown on the radical left, but right-wing extremists are responsible for more political violence.
All of the evidence that is being presented proves that he is a far leftist.
He creates a fictional problem while downplaying the real history of far-right violence against the American public, from the Oklahoma City bombing to January 6th.
I just want to give a warning there. We're not going to tolerate that anymore.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a heated congressional hearing that has the country buzzing. At the center of it all is the shocking assassination of Charlie Kirk and the intense debate over who's really responsible for political violence in America. This story has everything: accusations, statistics, and fiery exchanges on Capitol Hill. Stick with me because I'm breaking it all down into 10 key points you need to know.
Ms. Crockett, for unanimous consent.
Yes, Mr. Chair, since I wasn't allowed equal time to debate, I have a UC. It is from, it looks like Yahoo News. It says, Charlie Kirk suspect's grandma says family is all MAGA.
Without objection, so ordered. Chair recognizes Ms. Greene from Georgia.
Mr. Chair, remember I have a UC as well.
We'll recognize you next time. Chair, Ms. Greene, it's your 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I can assure you that the 22-year-old man, Tyler Robinson, that murdered Charlie Kirk is not MAGA. His family may be Republican, but all of the evidence that is being presented proves that he is a far leftist, very much integrated in online groups that are linked to Antifa. He was in a relationship with a biological male, so-called furry, whatever that is transitioning to be a fake woman. He was not MAGA, not one bit. That is a complete lie, and it's an insult to every single Republican and person that identifies with those type of politics. We will not tolerate it. And that is the exact type of language that is getting many of us death threats day after day, and led to shootings on the baseball field where Steve Scalise was shot. This is what led to President Trump nearly being assassinated this past summer. This is what has led to Charlie Kirk being assassinated. And so I just want to give a warning there. We're not going to tolerate that anymore. You know, something else we're not going to tolerate is crime. On August 11th, President Trump announced major steps to address the out-of-control crime in the district. Thank God, because this is my 5th year in Congress, and living in D.C. and working here has been a nightmare. It is. The crime is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And let's talk about some of that. Since President Trump thankfully brought in the National Guard, carjackings have decreased by 87%. Nearly 1,200 people have been arrested, including known members of MS-13 and Tren de Aragua. Those are both foreign terrorist organizations. By the way, many of them came across the border while Democrats controlled this country in the past 4 years. Federal law enforcement seized nearly 120 firearms and busted a drug trafficking ring attempting to smuggle fentanyl, PCP, and cocaine into D.C. A joint effort by ICE and MPD arrested an illegal alien previously charged with sex crimes against a child. D.C. went 12 days without a single homicide. Can you imagine that that's something that the National Guard had to be here to do? It's unbelievable to anybody that is right-minded. U.S. Attorney Pirro reported that 88% of arrests made between the start of the federal deployment on August 11th and August 25th resulted in charges being filed. This is substantially higher than in 2024, where the Biden-appointed U.S. Attorney Matthew Graves charged suspects only 57% of the time. That's because he was busy chasing down MAGA grandmas that went into the Capitol. So I've got a simple question for you. Mayor Bowser, do you prioritize criminals or the victims?
First, the hearing focused heavily on Tyler Robinson, the 22-year-old suspect in Charlie Kirk's assassination. Some claimed he was connected to MAGA, but Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene came out swinging, rejecting that claim completely. She insisted that Robinson had ties to far-left groups, including Antifa, and even highlighted his relationship with a transgender partner as evidence he was not MAGA. Greene said blaming Republicans for this was not only false but an outright insult. Greene went further, warning that this type of rhetoric against Republicans fuels violence. She linked it to past attacks like the shooting of Representative Steve Scalise and even the recent attempt on Donald Trump's life. But on the other side, Democrats, including Representative Jasmine Crockett, countered by entering articles into the record showing that historically right-wing extremists, not the left, have committed the majority of politically motivated violence from Oklahoma City to January 6th. By the way, if you want to stay updated on stories like this and get the truth without the spin, make sure you click that subscribe button right now. Another big piece of the hearing was Greene praising Donald Trump's crackdown on crime in Washington, D.C. She pointed to August 11th when Trump deployed the National Guard. According to Greene, carjackings dropped by 87%, over 1,200 arrests were made, and gang members, drug traffickers, and even suspected terrorists were taken off the streets. She contrasted this with what she called Biden's weak prosecution record, arguing Trump's leadership brought real results. The back and forth didn't stop there. Greene grilled D.C. officials, pressing them to answer whether they prioritize victims of crime or the criminals themselves. While most said victims, Greene accused them of undermining the police and siding against law enforcement. Tensions rose when she quoted statements from city leaders criticizing police unions, framing them as proof of hostility toward the officers keeping the city safe. At the heart of this hearing was a clear partisan divide. Republicans framed the threat as left-wing extremism, tying it to violence against conservative figures. Democrats responded by pointing to decades of right-wing violence that has left a lasting scar on the country. Each side accused the other of creating a false narrative while downplaying the real threat. So here's the bottom line. This hearing wasn't just about Charlie Kirk's assassination. It was a battleground for how America defines political violence and who gets blamed. With both sides digging in, the debate is far from over. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with a friend, and of course subscribe for more deep dives into the stories shaping our nation. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.